Dying moments of extra time. Arsenal 1, Manchester United 1. But Arsenal are pressing, Clinton.
They are, but there's on. Yeah, this is penalties. Final whistle's gone. Penalties. Oof. Yeah,
the whistle had gone.
Yeah, the whistle had gone.
Is that a fair result? What do you reckon?
Well, listen, they've missed a penalty, Arsenal, and it's a good save. And they've missed some big opportunities. But then Man United were winning 1-0 and then had 10 men. So it is a fair result. Do you know why? Because regardless of what we think, at the end of the extra time, it's a draw. And it's going to go to penalties, regardless if we think it's a fair result or not. That's how football is. Yeah.
I mean, 25 shots from Arsenal, 7 on target. Is that the big concern today?
Again, it's been a big concern all season. Yeah. That's the thing. We've been talking about this all season, and now it's there. It's there for everyone to see. It's a huge problem. And even then, like, yes, we've had that many chances, that many shots, but there was other opportunities where we've been in good positions. The ball's flashed across the box, and no one's there to put it in. And even with like Havertz has missed some big opportunities today. Ones, yeah. And people, fans, pundits, we're going to look at that and say, you know, what's going on here? Because when he was playing well, he got praised. He got praised. You know, everyone said, you know, we're seeing the real Kai Havertz now. You know, since he come to Chelsea, from Chelsea to Arsenal, he's been playing fantastically well. But now he's out of form, and now we're starting to see Kai Havertz low on confidence.
If he's low on confidence, would you give him a penalty?
Yeah, of course I'd give him a penalty.
He's got good technique.
Yeah, he's got good technique, and you'd give him a penalty. They've still got the rest of the season to play for. You don't want to, he's missed some big chances in open play. This is a penalty.
To remind people, so United took the lead through Bruno Fernandes in the 52nd minute, but then had Diogo Dalot sent off in the 61st. About a minute or so afterwards, Gabriel equalised for Arsenal. Clinton, because United were down to 10 men for so long, psychologically, do they feel more confident?
Yeah, they will. Man United will be full of confidence because they've had to defend for so long. I do think Arsenal have the better goalkeeper in Raya. Yeah. But then the Man United goalkeeper's made a big save in normal time, so he'll be confident. I can see him now with Anana and the goalkeeping coach looking at the data to see which way people... Because you know what, all these the goalkeeper coaches, they're crazy. I think goalkeepers, every goalkeeper you play with, they're crazy, but they'll know which way they're going to go. And, yeah, it's hard, but as in the penalty shootout, it's just... You've got to just pick your spot.
What's the moment right now? Do your legs start to feel a little bit wobbly?
Jelly. They feel like jelly. That's the thing. And like I said, that walk from the halfway line to the penalty spot by yourself, depending on what side you're at as well, you've got the fans behind you, they're going to be, you know, booing and whatnot. And sometimes...
Is it worse being at home or better being at home?
No, of course it's better being at home.
Is it?
It's better being at home.
But is there more nerves in the stadium because of...
No, it's better than being at home. It's better being at home.
You've got your fans behind you.
Exactly, you've got your fans behind you. You've got the whole stadium behind you pretty much. But, I mean, ultimately, you've got to go there and you know what side you're going to be at. And you've got to look at the ball, focus on the ball and say, you know, I should score this penalty. If I strike this well, it's going to go in. But then you've got them goalkeepers that are nimble, they get down, they're huge, these like Martinez. Goalkeepers like that now. Even the Man United keeper, he looks like a big lad. You know, he's 6'6". If he goes the right way and guesses like he did against Odegaard, he can get down in them corners.
Yeah, it was a great save, wasn't it?
Ted, this is important, though. The coin toss.
Very important.
Just had it.
Why?
Because if you go that end, Arsenal, and all behind the other end is Man United fans. So
Bruno's won it, we think.
Yeah, Man United are up first. And he won, and I think he won it his end as well. So he's won it first. I don't know if that's a good omen, but yeah, Man United are going first, Arsenal going second.
Amorim's talked about wanting leaders. Is this a time for leaders like Fernandes to step up?
Yeah, of course it is. Well, he has stepped up in the game. He scored a fantastic goal. He kept his team going. Even when he didn't get a decision, he got booked, and we were thinking, would he lose his head? And he didn't lose his head. But I think in a penalty shootout, you always want to go first. You want to put pressure on the other team.
Of all the players on this pitch right now, if you said to one player, take that penalty, it's Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah.
Does it feel big, this, for both clubs this season?
Yeah, especially, I mean, it's big for both teams, but I think it's bigger for Arsenal because Man United, they're in a transitional stage. And it's not to say they're a huge club, one of the biggest in the world still. And of course, their fans want to see them win something. But now, Arsenal in a situation where we've been progressing, we've been getting better each year. Now, Man City are having their worst season for, obviously, 5 seasons. Liverpool have stepped up their game. They haven't made any signings, but they've stepped up their game. And Arsenal have faltered away in the league. Even though they're second, Liverpool in the driving seat. And now, winning this competition would be very important for Arteta's future.
Yeah, coming off the draw against Brighton, loss at home to Newcastle in the League Cup. Is it Bruno stepping up first for Manchester United?
You have
do you always do that? Is that the best move?
Well, I always think you should have your best penalty
Clinton
taker
wants
take
headlines.
I want headlines. I think your best penalty...
I just want to take the penalty. I want to score the goal.
I think your best penalty takes the first one, but I want headlines. I want to be the one that they say scored the winning goal.
You might be unused, though, mightn't you, at fifth?
Yeah, well, I remember watching one where Salah was meant to take the fifth one, and it was over before it got to that. So sometimes you have the best penalty taker takes the first one, and it's Bruno against David Raya.
Of all the penalty takers, Raya will know more about Bruno than any of the Manchester United players, will he, in terms of the penalties?
No, I think you just do his homework anyway. Like, you just do your homework. That's what your goalkeeping coaches and all your staff are, to do your homework. We know how good Bruno is at penalties.
I'll tell you one thing about Bruno. He's got different styles of penalties. Sometimes it's the hop, sometimes he just runs up to it, bangs it, sometimes he whips it.
Describe this quickly. Yeah. Describe what he's
he's looking very focused. He started in the middle. I feel nervous, you know. I ain't even going to lie. I feel nervous. He's coming round the ball, the jink, the hop and the skip, and he's just put it in the bottom corner on the left. He's made the keeper go the wrong way, and he's just given it a little smile.
How much confidence?
That was easy work.
How much courage, confidence does it need to do that little skip and stop?
He's got supreme confidence, but he believes in his technique. He's got in the whole league, he's got some of the most, like, the greatest technical ability in this league, and he trusts himself. And he put it away there. Odegaard now, I'm not happy about this one.
No, don't. Listen, it's a hard one, but now...
Odegaard, this is the one. This is a big penalty. This is a big penalty. Do you go the same way?
I don't know. Well, if you go the same way, make sure you put enough pace and power on it. And if he saves it, you got to hold your hand up and say, great save. But
I'll tell you what, I don't like going that way, where you just open up your foot, because you've really got to put it in the side net.
Here he is. Odegaard steps up, little shuffle as well. And he scores.
Yes, he's done it. He's gone the other way.
He goes the other way.
That's a big penalty for him there. Look at him.
Goes the same way as he made the same.
And he goes the other. And Odegaard gets the fans going, and he says, "Come on, I want more noise."
The crowd is jubilant now.
Yeah, big penalty.
We're going to do it.
Problem is, if Arsenal win this, Jay's going to be running around here.
Yeah, we're going to have to get him sort of some, I don't know, lemon and ginger tea or something. some chai tea. That was big for Odegaard's season, isn't it? Possibly after recovering from that?
Yeah, he hasn't had the greatest season this year. He hasn't scored and he hasn't set up many goals this year. But that's big for him. He's a captain. He's leading the team, especially now.
And Ahmed Diallo's stepping up now, and he's been a big player. He steps up now. Ted, the slow walk, it's a great penalty. He just whips it across. David Raya goes that side. He whips it into that far corner. It's a confident penalty.
It's a slow run-up. Is that now the thing, the stutter?
To be honest, when I was taking penalties, I would like run up to it slowly as well. I think the longer you make the keeper wait, the more antsy the keeper gets. And I think that's why now you start seeing a lot of players where they're running up to the ball a bit slower.
Is it a win-win in a sense?
Oh, this is a big one, Ted. Wait.
Yeah, go.
This is Kai Havertz. Sorry, mate. This is
go for it.
A big one. This is Kai Havertz. But
he makes the keeper wait as well. That's his style, isn't it?
Well, the goalie's making him wait because he's not in the goal yet. And he's there now. But this is a big one, Ted, because the afternoon he's had in front of goal, you're thinking, will he score this?
He's had a bit of acrimonious time with the United players as well.
I can see Arsenal fans praying. Here we go. Havertz sets up, little stutter. Oh, he's missed it. He saves it. He saves it. It's not the best penalty. He hits it with no conviction, but it's a brilliant save.
Is that the problem when the stutter happens, when you do that and then the keeper goes and you're committed to it?
Because you can't get the power in the ball, right? You can't get the power to whip it as much as you want to. And again, do you know what? To be fair, he's put the ball in the corner. It's not a bad penalty, but the keeper's big. He's gone the right way. And when you don't have to pace on the ball, you're able to save it. It's a great save.
On one level, as a human, do you feel sorry for Havertz because he's had a bit of a stinker? But do you also think there's a sort of divine justice for missing that after what he did in the game and the penalty?
Not really, because that's gone. That's gone. It's football. You're paid all this money to produce like this pressure moments.
Yeah.
He's failed today, and this is a big penalty because there's always the next one after. And it's Lenny Yoro. It's the one of the youngster who's
love it. He's stepping up. He's taking responsibility.
But he's not doing a start. His is a long run up. And it's a great penalty. He just rolls it. David Raya goes the other way and just rolls it into the bottom corner. Now pressure is on the next Arsenal.
What does that say about that young defender who's just really fresh into the team?
Yeah, character. He's got confidence in himself. He said it there, you know. It's a big penalty. He's turned around back to his teteammates and said, come on now, let's put this to bed.
He looks a player, doesn't he? That's a modern defender as well.
Yeah, well, he's a player. If Real Madrid want you, but then obviously Man United come and get you, your stock must be really high. But that was a big penalty. Huge penalty. And this is a massive one.
Declan Rice, is it? Looks like.
It is Declan. And if it's someone that you wanted in a pressure penalty, it would be Declan Rice, because he's a top player.
What does he do? Does he power it, Jay?
I think he's whipping this one. I think that's his style. Even when you see him shoot from the edge of the box, he tends to whip it. I think when you do whip it the other way, you can get more power in the ball. Whereas when you open up your foot, you've got to be more precise. So I think he'll whip this into the.
Do you think he knows now where he's going to go, or is he going to wait for Altay?
Yeah, he's not changing his mind now. Definitely.
Here we go. Steps up.
See it there?
Great penalty.
Told you, like I said, he's whipped it in the bottom corner.
He whipped it. He went the right way, the goalkeeper, but it's a really good
Brilliant
penalty.
You're not safe in that.
Is that the motto for kids out there that just hit it hard and
No,
low?
but you know what? I think things have changed. I have confidence in everyone who does the starter nowadays. When we were playing, it was different. I was like, just run up and put.
Was it people were genuinely stuttering because they were confused back in
They're
those
stuttering because they were nervous.
Yeah.
These players now are not stuttering because they're nervous. They're full of confidence.
But they would be practicing it as well. They've been practicing it all week. They've been practicing the penalties.
Another centre-half, Martinez.
But I think I've seen him score one for Argentina in a World Cup. So I think if you can score in a World Cup, you can score in a
Jay, 20 years ago, defenders weren't involved until sudden death, were they?
I'll be like, stay back there, man. But now these defenders are technically good. Oh, my God.
Oh, my word.
He took that like a striker. He
Outrageous.
took that like a striker. He's laid down.
Has Raya sold himself a bit there?
He's laid. That's his technique, though. That's his style that's laid him down early, and he's just put it the other way. Like we said, it's a great penalty, but if Raya stays up longer, he makes it more difficult. But, I mean, it's a great penalty.
Feels the calibre of shootouts is higher now than it used to be. Is that because of defenders being better?
But everyone practice. You'll see everyone practicing training. And you saw Sergio Ramos do a Panenka. And that's when I saw centre-halves are different now because he has so much ability. But this is a big one because if Thomas Partey misses, Arsenal are out. So this is a huge one. Massive one for Thomas Partey.
All players now are technically better, aren't they? All around the leagues. They're just technically better. Especially defenders. They've been told to play out from defence now. So when you see something like that from Martinez, it's not really a surprise.
Here we go. Thomas Partey steps up. Ted, could this be it? Oh, it's a good penalty.
Straight down the middle.
Straight down the middle.
Come on, Thomas.
Great penalty from Thomas Partey.
That's about as pressurised as a penalty can get, is it?
Yeah, of course it is.
This is it now.
You know you're going out, and basically, but we'll see who's going to take it. But that is a pressure one, but it's a good penalty. He waits for the goalie to dive straight down the middle from Thomas Partey. Clever penalty.
Who would you imagine is the fifth penalty taker for United?
Oh, your mate Xerxes. No, this is good.
It is good
for Xerxes. After what's happened to him over the last couple of weeks, this could give him massive
It's good
confidence.
if he scores it.
Yeah, if he scores it. If he scores, it's big for him. For what's happened, he's not had the best start.
He's played well since he came
He
on?
has played well, but it doesn't matter. This is the big penalty. Ted, he steps up. Xerxes. Oh, and he scores. Man United go through, and Arsenal's out, and you can see Jay Bothroyd's reaction. He's not happy, but credit Xerxes and credit Man United.
We need to see more emotion from Jay, to be fair, as well. It's too neutral. Jay, what do you think? How big a missed opportunity for Arsenal against 10 men for so long?
Yeah, of course, it's a missed opportunity. But again, if they don't score the chances that you get, you're going to lose football matches. And when it goes to penalties, it's a toss of the coin. Whoever feels confident on that day. To be fair, Xerxes stepped up there. Even when he come on as a substitute, he played really well. He got hold of the ball, he brought other players into play, and then now he just dispatched this penalty. But ultimately, it's been the same old story from Arsenal in this game. Getting the ball in good areas, dominating possession, but not putting away the chances. And that's where you talk about you need a striker in this day and age. Listen, Man City have gone out there. They tried to sign Kane. They couldn't get Kane, who's the best number 9 in the world. They got Haaland. He's scoring goals. He's clinical when he gets his chances more often than not. You see, like Isak, scoring his goals, getting chances. Even Wood, Forest, he's having a great season, scoring goals. Why hasn't Arsenal got a striker with all the money they've spent? They haven't got an out-and-out striker.
45 seconds left, so we've got about 20 on you, Clinton. Final thought on Manchester United. Could this be a defining moment in the season?
It could kickstart them. They got Southampton. Don't lose to Southampton. After putting a performance like this, don't go on to lose Southampton on Thursday. But it's brilliant. They wanted them to do well in a cup competition. Play your strongest team and you get results. So big result for Man United.
Sets up the North London derby nicely, doesn't it, as well?
Game now.
Tottenham through against Tamworth.
Massive game
Arsenal
now.
Out. Yep. Brilliant. Thank you very much, Clinton and Jay. Jay, thanks for staying as well, free of charge, I hope. I've got a bit of shrapnel for you. We'll see if I can get behind the couches over there. Thank you for watching Soccer Sunday. Then Tottenham up through against non-league Tamworth. But in the end, the big story is Manchester United win at Arsenal on penalties. The holders remain. We'll wrap it up next on Sky Sports News.
OK, first to the Emirates, where in the last few minutes, Manchester United have beaten Arsenal on penalties to make it through to the fourth round. Joshua Zirkzee scored the winning spot kick to send the holders through after they played an hour with 10 men. Well, I've got Jay Bothroyd and Clinton Morrison, as you can see, alongside us. And firstly, Clinton, you were watching this game, you were doing this game. Just how good were Manchester United in defence? Bayindir, the keeper, made some great saves, and the spirit they showed.
Yeah, Bayende was brilliant. He made the big penalty save in the shootout and then made a penalty save in normal time from Odegaard, which was a fantastic save. But I thought the three centre-backs were outstanding. De Ligt, Maguire, Martinez, and young Lenny Yoro when he came on. But they defended. They had to defend. They had to, because when Dalot gets a stupid second yellow card for a needless tackle, even though he can say he didn't make contact, the attempt where you jump like that, you deserve a second yellow card. And Arsenal dominating. There's the same old problem with Arsenal. I see them dominating football matches and not putting the ball in the back of the net. But huge credit to Man United. There's a big result for Ruben Amorim and his team, and I thought they were fantastic on the day.
Yeah, Jay, I was going to put that question to you. United, as Clinton says, so good with the ball. They knock it around beautifully, don't they? But that final bit, the key bit, which you were both good at, sticking the ball in the back of the net, they just haven't quite nailed that.
Yeah, exactly. That's been the story of the season so far. I mean, if you look at today's game, 26 shots on goal, 12 corners. And there was even more situations where they got into great possession, situations where they put the ball across the box. No one's there to put it in the back of the net. Now there's injuries. Jesus looks like he's got a painful injury there. We don't know what's happened to him, but that's going to be a blow because he's come in, he's scored some goals. And ultimately now he's out. Havertz, I mean, he's so low on confidence. He's just missed a penalty there. He didn't play well during the game. He missed a lot of chances. There's a lot of problems now, right, at the moment for Arsenal. I mean, we've got players in this studio, people in this studio saying Arteta out. I mean, that's the thing. I'm not at that point yet.
You're not at that point.
Yeah, I'm not at that point.
I'm
not at that point yet. Purely for the fact that every year Arteta's improved Arsenal, you know, and it's been unlucky that Arsenal are going against arguably the best Premier League team in history, being Man City.
And you've got Odegaard. You've had Odegaard injured. You've now got Saka injured. And like you mentioned, all those injuries.
Yeah, and then there was some suspensions as well at the beginning of the season. Saliba being out for what I would say was, unfortunate, tackles where he was out for a sustained period of time. But ultimately, you're not going to win games if you're not putting these chances away. And it's not like Arsenal. Arsenal are putting the ball in good situations. They're making the chances, but it's the attacking players that are not finishing them at the moment. And that's the problem. That is the problem. You can have as much possession as you want today, 70% possession. But if you're not putting the ball in the goal, that's what people are judged on.
January window, we're in it. Can they do any business, Clinton, do you think?
They can, but you don't get the players you want, thoughts in January. So it's not worth just bringing in a player that's not going to improve the squad. Arsenal need a player now to improve their squad, and everyone keeps talking about Isak. Isak's not going nowhere in January. Newcastle will be crazy to sell Isak now. It would be a ridiculous amount of money to get Isak. Newcastle are challenging to win a cup competition, the Carabao Cup, and to challenge to finish in the top four, which I think they will do because they're in fantastic form. So I just think at the moment now, Arsenal probably will need to go into the market, depending how bad Gabriel Jesus' injury is. I think that's a huge blow because he just looked like he was starting to score goals. But this is a bad result for Arsenal because you look at this and they're still in the Carabao Cup, but they got to go to St James's Park. Newcastle are favourites. They've got the North London derby coming up. And both teams went to extra time. This is big. If Arsenal lose that and Liverpool go on and win and beat Forest, then I think the title's over for Arsenal.
That's true. But one thing, that's true. One thing I would say, though...
Forest will look after you, Jay.
I know, yeah. No, but...
say that.
Arsenal have to look to sign someone. And if I was someone at Arsenal now, I would be looking at the players with a release clause. And you've got to look at the likes of Nico Williams, maybe Sesko, that have got release clauses where you can just go and activate it and they're going to come straight away. I think Clinton's right. I think at the end of a season... You might be able to get Isak for the right money, but I don't think it's going to happen now. So you have to look at those players and do you want to spend that money? I think those players in particular, people like Sesko is good number 9. He scored a great goal today. Nico Williams, we've seen what he's doing for his club. We see what he did in the Euros. Someone like that, Arsenal need anyway. They need a left winger. Because, Martinelli's not been playing well. He's low on confidence. You've got Saka on the right wing that, when he's fit, he plays and he's always producing. Odegaard. But there's no balance at Arsenal. That's the problem. And for the money that Arteta has spent, again, 700 million, it's difficult to look at Arsenal's squad and say, where's the depth there? Today, you're bringing on Tierney. There's not enough good attacking players to bring on to change a game.
The problem is, the biggest problem Arsenal have is they're so reliant on Saka. So when your best player is injured, you don't have anyone who can come and get you the numbers and assist that Saka. That is why I hold Saka so high up. I know Odegaard's a fantastic player, but Arsenal's best player is Saka. When Odegaard and Saka are on the pitch, they look frightening. And that's why people looked and said, oh, maybe they don't need a number 9. It was like kind of covering over the cracks. I don't know any team in the world, apart from when Man City were winning games, that don't need a number 9. You need a number 9. It can work. Havertz is not a number 9. I think he's better coming from a deeper role, but he can play as a false number 9. You need an out-and-out number 9. It's what me and Jay were. You need centre-forwards that are going to stretch in behind. They were putting crosses into the box today, and I could hear Arsenal fans, and there was only one body in there, and that wasn't the number 9. There was only one player in the net. Wasn't the number 9. Centre-forwards stay in the box.
Declan Rice is arriving there.
That's what I mean. Declan Rice was. I don't want my centre-forwards outside the box. You get judged on scoring goals as an out-and-out number 9. That's what Arsenal need.
Let's just focus on Gabriel Jesus, who's not maybe an out-and-out old-fashioned number 9, is he? But he how much do you feel for him, Jay, given that he's been out the team, he's just got back in the last few weeks, scored all those goals in that week against Crystal Palace, the hat-trick in the Cup, and was brilliant and looked really lively, didn't he? If he's out for a period of time, just from a personal playing perspective, that's a huge blow, not just for Arsenal, but for him.
Yeah, I feel sad for the guy. You know, when you don't want to see any players injured, you know, especially with Jesus. He's been out a long time. He's had a lot of knee problems, and right now, when he's on top of his game, he's scoring goals, he's got that confidence. That's the last time you want to see an injury. That's the last time you want to get injured. And you know, he's come off there. He looks like he's in tears. When you see a player with his shirt over his face, you know that he thinks it's bad. So, I mean, that in itself, especially at this point in the season, who do you turn to now? You're going to end up playing. I mean, Sterling come on today, and he was pretty good, especially early on. He made an impact, but over the course of a season, when you've got long-term injuries like Saka's, and it looks like Jesus now, it's a worry for Arsenal.